Jesu Christe, adoro te. Jesu Christe, Jesu Christe, 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 Jesu Christe, adoro te. O love of all loves, hear our prayer tonight, our prayer for peace. In a crazy and cruel society, we pray for peace, for kindness, for compassion, for justice. Hear our prayer. Jesu Christe, Jesu Christe, Jesu Christe, adoro te. Jesu Christe, Jesu Christe, Jesu Christe, see how it goes. So, in whatever time we have tonight, just want to share with you a little something. Come here. No. No. Tim and I were talking about a little bit today. Girl. Where does theology begin? Why is there theology? Why is there thinking, talking about the divine? It's a question that not too many people ask, because it seems kind of silly to ask it, maybe not important, but I believe it is important, because in some way or another, all of us think, talk, respond to what we believe is the divine. It's been an ancient question. Is there such something or someone called the divine, God? Does God exist? Kind of question. And in the Western tradition, in the Judeo-Christian tradition, it really began in earnest when the Israelites were in Egypt, and in the story of their slavery and their suffering. They were slaves, and they were abused, as all slaves are. And the story says that they cried out, and they wailed, they lamented, they grieved, and it says that God heard the cry, their cry, and moved, acted. So in this story of suffering, we have the first inklings of a theology, of a way of seeing, saying that God is love. And this God of love responded. And eventually, after 40 years, wandering in the wilderness, they achieved their freedom. But it all began with this deep belief, this trust in God who is love and who sets captives free. Like Sita wants to be free right now. I'll show you. There, I'll beat you up. And that's how it began. And why do I even mention that? Because there are many, many ways to think about the divine, about God, have been always. But this one simple, profound way is to see God as the one who is compassionate, who is someone that we can call out to, cry out to, and God responds with love, with compassion. That's the foundation, really, of the ancient Jewish faith, the ancient Christian faith. And throughout the story of the ancient Israelites, over and over again, we encounter this God who cares about people, who cares about the poor, and responds. All the way up through the prophets to Jesus. And when Jesus shows up, he makes it even more intense, more personal. Because it's not just God who responds and liberates, but it's an intimate relationship with this God. Jesus uses the word Abba, which is a beautiful word, which means daddy, basically, in Aramaic. And this God, who most people kept at a distance, didn't understand, Jesus reveals as an intimate one who, in a way, is so close to us that all we have to do is open our eyes. That this loving Abba, Daddy, this one who Jesus referred to in an analogy like a mother hen, right, that wants to just surround her chicks with her wings and protect them and love them up. That's who God is for Jesus. At the same time, God is also a mystery for Jesus. Even though he claimed that he and God were one, when it came right down to it, he didn't understand some things about God. And that's evidenced in his words when he says, somebody asks him, when's the end of the world going to be? Jesus says, I don't know. There's only one that knows, and it's the Father. That's Abba. And then even on the cross, he cries out, I don't understand. You're abandoning me. He's talking to God. Why? Total mystery. Never been solved, never will be. And yet, he says in the same breath, nevertheless, into your hands I entrust, and that's the key word, I entrust my life. And he dies. It's an amazing story. It's an amazing moment. And Jesus reveals God as this mysterious, deeply personal presence, reality that we can call upon and responds. And yet, in his most dire need, it seemed like God was not responding. Nobody has ever figured that one out. But I think the key word, and Jesus gives it to us, is trust. To entrust our lives to the one who loves us unconditionally, always. Yes, you get that, don't you? Yeah. Good girl. Yeah. I can tell. So I just wanted to share that with you. I think it's really important. We talk about faith, we talk about tradition. That's at the heart of it, right there. For the ancient Jewish faith, for the ancient Christian faith, that's it. If we can embrace that. And that's why Jesus embraces it in his baptism. When he hears the voice that speaks to him. I like to imagine it sang to him. But at least spoke to him and said, you are my beloved. You know, things don't say that. Things don't say, you are my beloved. It's the relationship that Jesus treasured above all. His relationship with God that was so deeply personal, so intimate, that he could say, yes, I am your beloved. and you delight in me. Things don't delight. Things are things. But persons, profoundly personal presence, do delight. Like I delight in Sita, or she delights in me most of the time, except when I'm trying to keep her from what she wants to do. Wrestle you. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you tonight. Any thoughts? You're determined, aren't you? Yes, you are. So let's close with a song. This little poetic verse is a way of singing what we're talking about. And it goes like this. When the night is fallen and the moon shines softly, gentle light, you guide us. Faithful friend, you love us. When the night is fallen and the moon shines softly, gentle light, you guide us. Faithful friend, you love us. When the night is fallen and the moon shines softly, gentle light, you guide us. Faithful friend, you love us. When the night is fallen and the moon shines softly, gentle light, you guide us. Faithful friend, you love us. At the close of this day, we give you thanks. In the midst of the crazy and cruel society, we give you thanks for your great love for everyone. And we pray that more and more we would be bearers of your great love and sharers of your great love in the midst of the crazy and the cruel. May it be so.